What up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy,
Pokemon.
and we are back at it again with another amazing video. So in today's video, as you guys can clearly tell by the title and also the thumbnail, we're going to be checking out the 25 most valuable cards and seeing how much they're worth. Now, I'm really interested in seeing exactly what cards these are and how much they're actually worth. I mean, who knows? Maybe I have them, or you have them, and you just never knew that you were a multimillionaire this whole time. Wouldn't that be something? But before we jump right into this, I want to give you guys a quick reminder. At 100 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway for you guys, and I have some incredible content ideas as soon as we reach that milestone. So without further ado, let's jump to the big screen and check out these cards. Alright guys, so here we are on the gamer.com. If you guys want to check them out, they normally post like top 10s, top 20s, top 50s, top 100s, especially when it comes to like Pokemon products or anything that you guys may feel interested in searching up. I think it's a great website. This is normally where I look into, you know, my card values and, you know, what cards are out there that are worth money and stuff. Maybe I have them, maybe I don't. So this is a great website to check out. Make sure you check them out. I'll leave the link down in the description below. But as you see here, the 25 rarest Pokemon cards and what they are worth. So starting with number 25. We have the Masked Royal Prize promo at a whopping $18,000. Look at this card. This is a pretty nice card. It reminds me of WWE when I used to watch wrestling. This is pretty sick. Reminds me of Rey Mysterio. That's who it is. That's who it reminds me of. So we'll quickly read each, I guess, description, right? So we can kind of get a little bit of context behind the reasoning as to why these cards are so much. So it says here, this is undoubtedly one of the most recent rare cards, featuring the Masked Royal character from Pokemon Sun and Moon and released as recently as 2017. This is essentially a promotional card that was given out to players in an invitation only pre-release in Tokyo for the new Shining Legends set, where only 100 copies were made. Only 100. So that means either one individual has multiple copies and only like 30, 40, 50 people have it, or 100 individuals have it, right? Obviously, 100 individuals had it at first when they received this invitation, but who knows? They could have sold it, which clearly they did, which is how they got this price here, $18,000. That's pretty sick. Oh, there's more here, right here. Even though this is a relatively normal card by most standards, this short print run means it's incredibly hard to get, especially since it was handed out in such a restrictive event. As a result, there are actually preserved tweets of players first opening it in places like Pokemoon. Never heard of that. While Japanese trading sites like Miyabi Hobby have past listings of the card at 2 million yen, right? I think that's how you say it, which currently is equal to around 18,000 US dollars. That's pretty sick. Pretty damn sick. If you have this card, shouts out to you. So, moving on to number 24. We have a PSA 10 Poliwrath Hollow No Rarity symbol for $25,015. Look at this vintage legend. Amazing. Really nice card. Now, I don't know if every card's going to be in Japanese or if we're going to have some English cards in here as well. But so far, these cards are pretty cool. I mean, this one right here, clearly vintage. I'm sure a lot of people have pulled this card in maybe in the base set. I think it comes in the base set, the same exact illustration styled card. But this is super nice. You got the hollow background. It is a mint 9, so it's not even a 10. It's a mint 9, and it sold for $25,000. It's quite a bit of money if you ask me. This Poliwrath combines multiple card value raising qualities into one card. It's from the original 1996 Japanese base set. Wow, 1996. See, this was when Japan first came out with Pokemon cards. I believe it was 1996. So it was the first base set of Pokemon cards released, because those were released in Japan first, obviously. And it wasn't until 1999 where it was released in America. So that's pretty awesome. 1996, man. That's crazy. Complete with the lack of a rarity symbol that identifies it as being one of the first printings. It's also hollow, and it's verified in mint condition by the PSA. Despite being a card that was released to the public, a staggeringly small number of them have ever been identified by the PSA and given the holy PSA 10 rating. As of 2021, only 3 have ever been found, and only one of those was ever put up for auction when PWCC sold it in 2020. It fetched an impressive $25,015. That is impressive. It's a lot of freaking bank right there. Man, that could help us pay off our debt. Hey, if you got this card, shoot me that card. Send it to me through mail. Pay you back later. Alright, number 23, we have the PSA 10 Charizard Gold Star Delta Species Hollow Dragon Frontiers for $25,400. Man, just look at how vintage this card is. Look, I mean, from the borders to the coloration to the font. Oh my goodness, to even Charizard himself. It's just so vintage. Man, brings back so much nostalgia. This is crazy. I mean, not that I've ever had this card, but it's just the illustration. It's the illustration of the card that just brings back so much nostalgia. It's incredible. Oh man, such a sick card. Charizard, like Black Charizard, super sick. Now we have here, it says, the first of 3 Gold Star cards on this list. And surprisingly, only one of 2 Charizards, Dragon Frontiers, Charizard Gold Star was one of the first times it was seen in its iconic black shiny coloring, which alone is usually enough to make a card shoot up in value. In February 2021, PWCC Auction sold a PSA 10 graded Charizard Gold Star for a massive $25,400. Other sales tend to come a bit lower, although copies have sold for as much as $60,000 in unverified eBay auctions. That's wild. So, essentially, if you have this card, you could get away with selling this at a $60,000 or maybe more, because auctions are just that. They're auctions. People are just throwing money at you until they win the auction and get their hands on this piece. No matter what it is, right? So, I mean, the numbers could have shot up all the way to 100,000, right? But the fact that it was sold for a $60,000 and it's a $25,000 card, whoever bought this card just spent an additional, what, $35,000 or a little less, because 400, but hey, my math isn't the best, but whatever. Number 22. World Championship Sprint Battle Road 2002 number 1 trainer promo for $31,000. Man, we are going up and up. Look at this card. Look at this card. This is such a cute card. It is an adorable card. Very vintage. I mean, just from the layout of this card to like the borders to the style of the text. Super cool card. Says here, number 1 trainer promo cards are almost always valuable, thanks to them only being printed in limited quantities and being awarded to finalists in the World Championships. What makes the Battle Road Spring 2002 promo special, though, is that every card is unique. Okay, each one has the name of its owner and the region they were the champion of printed in the card's text. As there were 7 regions for the tournament, it can be assumed that there were at least 7 produced. It's so rare that PSA doesn't have an appraised value for it. However, it has sold at auction in the past for $31,000. That is incredible. The fact that people paid that much money to get a card with somebody else's name on it that was only personalized for those champions is crazy. I mean, when you have true Pokemon fans, you kind of just want to collect anything you could possibly get your hands on, right? Because having a whole collection from all eras, all ages, all generations, and from all types of different events, that is going to make your collection pretty much, I mean, unbeatable, right? If you ask me. because you just have everything Pokemon, right? That's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Number 21, we have Neo Summer Battle Road number 2 Trainer Trophy for $34,100. Man, look at this one. Thing looks like a ruler. Like you have like these little ruler meters right here. It's a 7.5 near mint condition. It says back in 2002 in the bustling town of Sapporo, top players in Japan dueled it out for prizes. Winning second place in the division nabbed you this card. Thus, there are only a few in circulation. One sold as recently as 2 years ago in the early 2021 for a cool $34,100. More impressive than the price, however, is the card's one-of-a-kind nature. Its print specifically cites something as the second place victor. Something, if you're out there, how rad is it that you have this card? That's just you. Oh man, $34,100. So that's only $100 more. Wait, never mind. Okay, that's a couple more thousand and $100 more than the other card. So now we have number 20, PSA 10 Holographic Shadowless First Edition Chansey for $35,000. Man, I've seen this card before. Absolutely beautiful. I think I've had this card before, but it wasn't holo. And I don't think it was first edition. I don't know. I don't 100% remember, but I do remember having this card. I don't remember it being holo. I think it was kind of just thrown in my pile of cards that I wasn't playing with at the time. You know, as a kid, I wanted to get, when I made my decks, I always wanted to put the most fearsome looking Pokemon in my decks. Never think of putting Chansey, but realistically, Chansey's a really good card. Chansey can help out a lot. In fact, on Pokemon TCG Live, I'm actually going to make a deck with Chansey, because Chansey does help out a lot. So, I mean, hey. But here it says, despite not being one of the most iconic starters or legendaries, Chansey is still one of the most valuable cards from Pokemon base set. Like every other base set card, the Shadowless version gets a much higher price at auction. There are 48 PSA 10 graded holo Shadowless Chanseys verified by the PSA. Despite that, they don't tend to fetch as high as a price as their slightly more common expansion mates like Charizard, probably because it is a less popular Pokemon. The last verified auction sale of a PSA 10 Chansey was in 2022, when PWCC Auctions sold one at $36,877. That is quite the buck. Man, beautiful card though. Beautiful card. Brings back so much memories, childhood memories. Ooh, look at this beauty. Oh my goodness, I love the borders. I love how the scroll here matches the borders. This is the Daisuke Club Holo Master Scroll, $35,200. In the late 2004, the Pokemon Daisuke Club opened up operations in Japan. It's a fan club, more or less, the regional version of the Pokemon Trainer Club group seen abroad. For several years, the Daisuke Club thrived. One of the organization's limited time promotions revolved around the Pokemon trading card game in 2010. Needless to say, it was one of their more popular efforts. The most difficult to obtain promotional reward by far was the Daisuke Club Holo Master Scroll. Only a few fans were able to complete enough objectives to turn in the high number of club points necessary for the card. November 2021 saw the sale of one of these rare gems for just north of $35,000. That's pretty sick. I wonder what these little secret clubs that y'all got going on. Why haven't I been invited? Be nice to be invited, chill with the homies. Nice little Pokemon community, play some battles, But this is pretty sick. Pretty sick. I like this. It's really nice. It says goods right here. I think it says goods. Pretty sure it says goods. All right, number 18. Oh my goodness. Look at this Rayquaza. All the Rayquaza fans out there. Y'all looking at this card right now, you're probably drooling. Look at this Rayquaza. Man. PSA 10 Holo Rayquaza Gold Star EX Deoxys. $40,400. Woo! Man, look at that. That beauty. That is a beauty right there. Really nice card. And I like that 3D effect, how it's like just coming out of the borders and it just looks like it's really like just clawing at you. Wow. If Charizard is the king of Pokemon, Rayquaza is definitely up there in the royal family. It tends to value highly in any set it appears in, but none are as rare as EX Deoxys's Rayquaza Gold Star, which only has 56 verified PSA 10 quality cards in circulation, putting it on par with the famous Holo base set Shadowless Charizard. That is pretty sick. That's pretty crazy to see how Rayquaza is pretty much side by side in popularity with Charizard. And I mean, I've seen this happen. I've kind of seen the love of Rayquaza quite a lot, especially when I watch vendor videos, whatever. A lot of people love Rayquaza. They're always asking for Rayquaza or different types of art styles of Rayquaza. So, but I also like Rayquaza. I think Rayquaza is an incredible Pokemon. It looks magnificent. Its art styles are always beautiful. Really nice, really nice. I mean, we could read this right here. It says here, the PSA values PSA 10 grade Gold Star Rayquazas at an incredibly high $40,400. Auctions can swing widely either side of that price, too. In 2021 alone, there were 3 up for sale by Goldine auctions, with the highest selling at $40,400. That's quite the bands, man. Number 17, PSA 10, Torchic Gold Star Holo EX Team Rocket returns. $50,000. Wow. I mean, nothing against Torchic, okay? Nothing against Torchic, but $50,000 for this card, man. I wonder why it was so expensive. I mean, compared to the Rayquaza, right? I mean, if you put both of them side by side, right? If you like pulled both of these cards out and asked somebody who doesn't really know much about Pokemon, which card do you think is more expensive? You'd probably say the Rayquaza. But sorry about the boom in the background. I do live on military base, and I think hold on, it is currently 1500. So it's normally when the flag goes off. So, but anyways, it says in the early to mid 2000s, popularity in Pokemon was waning. Pokemania was on the way out, and that meant a lot of Pokemon TCG expansions at the time suffered from lower sales and smaller print runs. With Pokemon back on top again now, cards from the era often see higher values than cards older than them. A great example of this is the Gold Star Torchic from EX Team Rocket Returns. Gold Star Pokemon showcase Pokemon in their shiny forms and had the Pokemon breaking out of the frame as an early example of the many alternate styles the TCG would later experiment with. Why Torchic specifically is worth so much is anyone's guess, but with only 17 verified PSA 10 grade copies out there, the PSA values them at $50,000 each. Actual auction prices are a bit lower though, as in 2020 PWCC auction sold a copy for 25. Oh, that is very steep. That is a huge difference. For 25,400. I mean, I would still take that. I'd still take it, but damn, that's pretty low. Pretty damn low. All right, on to 16. Oh, right here, man. We have our boy Venusaur. Japanese base set, no rarity symbol, Holo Venusaur, signed. $55,000. So this is a signed one, PSA 10. It says here, in English language cards, collectors look for the first edition stamp. In Japanese cards, though, you look for the complete lack of rarity symbol. These no rarity cards are much more valuable, but none of them are as rare as this signed Holo no rarity base set Venusaur. First, the card itself is graded 10 by PSA, making it verifiably mint condition. There are other PSA 10s of this card, though what makes this specific card so rare is the case being signed by artist Mitsuhiro Arita. Sorry. Arita is a legend in Pokemon TCG, having illustrated many of the game's most iconic cards. It sold for $55,000 in November of 2021. You see, these time frames is not that far off from where we're at right now. You know, yes, considering we're in 2025, that was 4 years ago, but hey, I mean, anything from the 2000s up to 2025, it's only been 5 years, and to see that these cards have sold for that much, I mean, realistically, if we had those same cards today, or if they would be putting up for auction today, they'd probably be worth a little more, especially because a lot of these cards are wanted and chased after. Not like chased as in like they're going to be popping up in new sets, but a lot of people want these cards, and they do go to these card shows in hopes to finding some rares like this. So that is pretty sick. $55,000. 15. All right, we're about to hit the number, the top 10, but this card right here, I cannot receive. Super sick. Just a whole gray card with just all the elements here and Mew. Really nice. I mean, the simplicity of this card just makes it super nice. It's really nice. Summer Battle Road Mew Victory Orb Trophy. $60,000, man. $60,000. The aforementioned Neo Summer Battle Road came years after the original Summer Battle Road way back in 1998. The biggest take-home prize was the Mew Victory Orb Trophy card. 27 were doled out in total. We've got to be honest, $60,000 is a ton of money, and while we'd probably be willing to part with a piece of cardboard for the level of profit, it's still hard to fathom parting with something created specifically for you in honor of a feat that fewer than 30 people ever achieved. That is true. Although, I mean, come on, your boy would probably do it too. I'd probably sell the card for 60 grand, but hey, having something like that and knowing where you got it from, it would be hard to part with it. It really would. That's a lot of people have a hard time parting with things that they've pulled now, and even though the money sounds good, sounds right, it's just, something like this that is like one of a kind, it'd be really hard to let go. All right, we got Master's Key, $66,000. This card looks really nice. I like this card. This is a cool card. Borders. Got the bubble borders. And then the background matching up the bubble borders as well. Got the galactic-like coloration in the back. It's a cool looking card. I'm not going to lie. Cool looking card. You got another card that says goods on it too. It says, the Master's Key is another prize card that's seriously sought after in Pokemon card collector circles. This card was only produced in Japan and had a very limited release. Only 36 actually exists. Only 36 out of hundreds and millions, like hundreds of millions of people who collect Pokemon. Only 36 exist. Damn. The Master's Key card was handed to those competitive Pokemon players who managed to reach high ranks in the 2010 Japan World Championship held in Honolulu, Hawaii, meaning no new copies can ever come onto the market. Our previous update cited a Master's Key selling for a tad over $21,000. That's been topped threefold. In May 2023, one sold for a cool $66,000. A cool $66,000. Like, they're making it seem like that's, a light $66,000. A cool $66,000. No, that's whopping money, brother. Whopping money. So we got the Tamamushi University Magikarp, $66,100. Pretty decent, pretty decent looking. I wouldn't drool over this card. Art style, I mean, it's pretty cool. Magikarp, it looks like he's shooting like a lightning strike of water. Obviously, he's not shooting lightning, but I'm saying it just looks like whatever he's shooting. Let's see what this one is. Produced as a promotion for magazine publisher. I don't want to keep mispronouncing your names. University campaign. This Magikarp card was awarded to those who successfully became Pokemon professors by mailing in the entrance test, Professor Test, Super Professor Test, and Hyper Professor Test, all found in different magazines aimed at school children, published by, I'll try, Shogakukan. I'm sorry. 1,000 Magikarps were up for grabs. Though so many were printed, only 91 have been identified by the PSA so far. PSA 10 graded cards fetch a much higher price than any other condition, getting $66,100 at auction. Crazy. Oh, we got Umbreon. Gold Star POP Series 5. Umbreon for $70,000. $70,000. I mean, look at this card. Man, this is such a beautiful card. Really pretty. Really cute. Look at the really nice card, man. Let's see what's behind this. The Japanese version of the Shining Umbreon Pokemon card is pretty highly desired. With its unique coloring and gorgeous frame piercing artwork, making it fittingly beautiful as one of the first shiny Pokemon to appear on the card. However, its price is so high because of much more than just its looks and popularity. The Shining Umbreon card only saw a very limited release through the Japanese Pokemon Players Club for hitting the maximum number of experience points through attending organized play events between 2005 and 2006. Making it one of the rarest cards out there. In 2021, a PWCC auction cost one lucky, not to mention wealthy, buyer a figure in the upper 5 figures. Wow. That's incredible. That is incredible. Now, it says it's shiny. I mean, obviously, I'm looking at it on a screen. But, I mean, just like the other cards, you could kind of, like, you could tell it's shiny. Sort of. But, hey, if it says it's shiny, it's shiny. We got number 11. 1998 Silver Trophy Pikachu. Never sold. Never sold. So how do you know it's worth $84,000? Never sold $84,000 for 1997 card. Maybe that's just what it's valued at. Okay. Coming from the same Pokemon Lizardon tournament as the Gold and Bronze Trophy Pikachu, the second place Silver Trophy Pikachu is even rarer. According to PSA, only 3 copies of it has ever emerged, and only one of those is PSA 10. Though the PSA has no record of any auctions, the 1997 edition has been sold before, ranking in over 84,000 in 2020. So the 1997 edition has been sold for that much in 2020, which is crazy. It's a lot of money. All right, now coming on to the top 10. Man, look at this card. It's so like Pocket Monsters trading card. Pocket Monsters. I love how like they called Pokemon Pocket Monsters at first. And if you haven't really thought about this, you know how it's called Pocket Monsters? If you kind of bring the names together and like cut them in half somewhat, it literally spells Pokemon. Pocket Monsters. Poke is pocket. Mon is monsters. Pocket Monsters, Pokemon. That's how they came up with the name. Decided to put it together. Just saying, if you didn't know, now you know. But anyways, 1999 Super Secret Battle #1 trainer, $90,000. $90,000. It says here, these cards were so cool. Awarded to regional champions in 1999, they served as both the prize for winning a regional heat and as the ticket to enter the Super Secret Battle Finals, held in the undisclosed location in Tokyo on August 22nd, 1999. There are estimated to only be 7 of these cards in existence, all of which have been graded by the PSA. A PSA 10 copy of the card sold at auction in 2020 for a massive $90,000. That is crazy. Crazy. On to number 9. 2006 Pokemon Promo #2 Trainer World Championship. $110,000. Wait, $110,100. Crazy. A mint 9. Even runners-up get big prizes at the World Championships, with all 3 finalists at Anaheim, California's 2006 championship, each receiving a copy of this massively valuable card. Winning the card in 2006 automatically granted entry to the finalist in 2007 as well, bypassing the whole organized points play system they would otherwise need to work through. In February 2021, PWCC sold a PSA 9 graded copy of this card for $110,100. The fact that it wasn't even in pristine PSA 10 condition still sold for six figures should go some way value of the card. I'm sorry. Oh man. Okay. My dyslexia, man, it's freaking crazy. All right, but yeah, look at this card. For a second, like if you was to scroll just quickly, it almost looked like he's holding a cigar, like he's smoking a cigar or something. But but yeah, crazy. $110,100, freaking wild. 1998 Trophy Pikachu Gold and Bronze, $128,900. Man, I have a feeling that number one's probably going to be in the millions. But before we get there, I would like you guys to guess what you think number one's going to be. What do you think number one's going to be? I have an idea, but I could be wrong, right? I could be completely wrong. I'll let you know my idea once we get to number 5. Just in case it's not in the next couple of ones. If it's not, then at number 5, I'll give you guys my guess. 1998 Trophy Pikachu Gold and Bronze. Okay. At 1998's Japanese Pokemon Lizardon tournament, the top 3 competitors were awarded with an exclusive Pikachu card, depicting it to hold their trophy. As a prize given at a single tournament, only a few were ever printed, and even fewer have popped up on PSA. For both the first place gold and third place bronze Pikachu trophies, only 7 have been graded each. Only 7 of them in 2021. One copy of PSA 7 graded gold trophy Pikachu sold on eBay for $128,900. That's a lot of money. A lot of freaking money for a PSA 7 graded card. But because it's this card and it has so much history behind it, of course, you could see people paying big money for it. All right, we got here PSA 10 Neo Genesis First Edition Holo Lugia. Oh man, look at that card. $129,000. That Lugia is phenomenal. I mean, the blue and the red in the background. You got a little bit of yellowing here and some greenish over here. Man, this card's pretty. Really pretty. Neo Genesis is effectively the base set of the second generation of Pokemon. It was the first time Pokemon from Silver to Gold or Crystal appeared in TCG, and it was also marred by many misprints and mistakes in its first run. Alongside it being the mascot of Pokemon Silver, that's mainly why a mint condition Holo First Edition Lugia from Neo Genesis is so highly desirable. The PSA has only given a PSA 10 grade to 43 of these. It's not a bad number. It's not a bad number, but it would be very hard to find one of these for a cheaper price than that. Maybe 100,000 at minimum, but yeah, I don't think you're gonna see any better than that, unless somebody's super generous and just wants to get it out of their hands. But number 6, 1999 Japanese Tropical Mega Battle Promo Tropical Wind. $161,822. Damn, man. These prices are just... It's a lot of freaking money, man. Crazy. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, an annual Pokemon trading card game tournament was held in Honolulu, Hawaii. At the 1999 event, just 12 of these Tropical Mega Battle cards were produced to be distributed to some lucky 50 players who attended the event, who already had to be regional champions, meaning the remaining number of mint copies is especially low all these years later. Showing a side duck having a nap in a hammock on a tropical island, this legendary trainer card sells for a lot of cash thanks to its rarity. Though it has sold for up to $65,100 at auction, PSA estimates the card is worth more than that, at a whopping $161,822. Imagine spending $65,100 on a Pokemon card and getting it at a steal for such a price. I know, imagine that. That person who bought that card for $65,000 is probably so happy, and the person who sold it to him for $65,000, is probably so pissed. I mean, this was a while ago, but man. Whew. All right, we got the PSA 10 Kangaskhan Hollow Family Event Trophy Card, $175,000. Now, before we scroll down, because we're gonna end up seeing the fourth card. So, I think since it hasn't popped up here, I could be wrong. I think it's going to be the Pikachu Illustrator card because I do remember watching the series with Logan Paul, and then I ended up researching that card. As well on my own, and I remember seeing something that did say that at the time it was the most expensive, the most valuable card because it was literally the only PSA 10 in the world, but that could have changed. So I don't know, but my guess is probably going to be the Pikachu Illustrator card. But if you guys agree, let me know. But yeah, that's my guess. That's my personal guess. I can't really think of anything else. I could say, I don't know, because that's not even that expensive anymore. Like a PSA 10 first edition base set Shadowless Charizard. Maybe. But I feel like that Pikachu Illustrator card is much more expensive than that. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the PSA. I'm going with the Illustrated Pikachu. All right, frustratingly, I'm not even going to say that. For many people, some of the most valuable cards today are those that were given away as cheap disposable rewards back in the 1900s and early 2000s. A good example of this is the Family Event Trophy Prize, Kangaskhan. If I'm saying his name wrong, my bad. Which was given away to present child teams who participated in the 1998 Japanese Mega Battle Tournament. An important reason behind its value is the expansion symbol to the bottom right of the art. Okay. This logo was only used on the earliest Japanese cards, making cards with it, like Kangaskhan, exceedingly rare. The PSA has only ever identified 45 copies of the card. My goodness, say the words. And just 11 were given the elusive PSA 10 grade. One sold in 2003 clocked this wild number, 175,000. That is crazy. Oh man. Oh, and we are just going up. This is a real card? Okay. Tsunekazi Eshiraha signed GX promo card. That's a real card. That look at that. Got the Master Ball and everything. I mean, this must be him, right? This is a Auto 9 near mint 7. Auto 9. I don't know what that means. For $247,230. That's crazy. That is wild. Oh my goodness. We're skipping down. Okay. These cards were given to employees at the Pokemon Company to celebrate its founder and president, 60th birthday. We don't know exactly how many of these cards were produced, but one specific copy of it fetches a much higher price than the others. In April 2021, Goldine Auctions sold a copy of it. Was signed by T.I. himself for an eye-watering $247,230. The wildest thing, it wasn't even PSA 10 graded, and it managed to sell for that much with just a 9 rating. That's crazy. Imagine giving all your employees a card of you in appreciation for working for your company, and then they go around and just sell it. They're like, yeah, he's the money man. Let's get rid of it. Who knows? I don't know if he was upset about that, but but hey, it is what it is. Now we got the prototype Blastoise, $360,000. My goodness, man, that is phenomenal. Absolutely insane. The regular first edition Blastoise might not even be a huge moneymaker, but an alternate edition that was made before Pokemon TCG's release has just recently been discovered and has hit some great records. This would be the prototype Blastoise, which was made as a test by the game's then publisher Wizards of the Coast to show what Pokemon cards would look like. Only 4 were ever produced, and one of them, only 3 have ever been seen by the public. The result in the card that was sold for $360,000, making it one of the highest selling cards in the history of the game. The signature of the trait, this card as its fonts. Okay, the signature trait of this card is its fonts, which are far stranger and more variant than the consistent style of the modern and even most classic cards. The other version that has ever been released for sale might be even more valuable if it is ever put up for sale, as it was printed on the card backing used in Wizards other than TCG, Magic the Gathering, rather than the plain white stock used for the sold one. So this was a forgot what it's called, a test card essentially, and the font does look extremely odd. A lot of people, like, if you used to bring this card to somebody and it was legit, they'd probably be like, yeah, it's fake. Look at the font, it's fake. But if you have knowledge on the card, then you know that there's a specific font that they used for this specific card that would indicate that it's legit. So that's pretty sick. Now, we have 2 more. We already know that this one's $360,000. I guarantee the next one's going to be the base set Charizard. Yup, what did I say? PSA 10 base set holo shadowless Charizard for $420,000, man. Such a crazy card. Now, I don't want to ruin it, but man, this is long. I don't want to read all that. All right, y'all can read that. I'm not gonna read that. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of tired of reading and losing my voice. So, but I am gonna skim through it real quick. You guys can pause it and read it. I'm gonna skip this part. But I'm gonna skim through it real quick. Damn, so this card has sold up to $500,000. That is wild, man. That is absolutely insane. Just look at it. Let's look at this card. Man, personally, I've always wanted a base set holo shadowless Charizard, but I can't afford that damn price. It would be nice to one day be able to afford it, but this is such a sick card. Now, on to the number 1 spot. Does everybody got their guesses ready? I'm sticking with mine. I already locked mine in. I could be completely wrong, but I can't think of anything other than the Pikachu Illustrator card that is more expensive than the base set Charizard. So, 3, 2, 1. Pikachu Illustrator card. There we go. $5 million? I was thinking it was gonna be like $1 million. I totally oh my goodness. $5 million. Now, I've already watched a whole documentary on this, a whole video on it. So I kind of get the gist of the context of this card, but man, $5,275,000. Wouldn't that be something? So, well, there you have it, guys. This was the top 25 most valuable cards and what they're worth. If you guys enjoyed today's video and you guys want to see more videos like this, like top 5s, top 10s, top 20s, top 30s, probably won't go over top 30s, but yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, smack that like button and subscribe for more. Turn on bell notifications so you guys won't miss a single video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.